Kotuya, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out my channel and this video series on Charles Soule's Light of the Jedi. My name is John and I am a Star Wars scholar. I create content for Star Wars fans like you and me by discussing things like plot, themes, philosophy, and everything else that makes Star Wars so amazing. My hope is to offer you engaging videos with stuff that we both love, and I really hope you take a moment to engage with me back. In this video, I offer my thoughts on Chapter 7. So let's get to it. Three Jedi vectors, piloted by Jedi Knights Taami, Mikel Sutmani, and Nib Asket, and Republic Longbeam Aurora 3, piloted by Josh and Pika Arden, have been tasked with destroying a particularly large anomaly that is headed directly for the Fruited Moon in the Hetzel system. If the anomaly would hit the Fruited Moon, then its 4 billion inhabitants would die, and it is possible that the entire moon would shatter into pieces. Taami explains Avar Kriss's unique force power of linking Jedi together more strongly through the Force, like a network. While it is inexact, it is still useful and comforting, and it allows the Jedi to work more easily as one. Taami contacts Aurora 3 to have them transfer their weapon systems to her control. The strategy is to focus all of their firepower on a single point in space, where the anomaly will be, thereby destroying it and saving the Fruited Moon. Taami briefly discusses Josh and Pika Arden, who are contractors who have worked on Starlight Beacon and who were hitching a ride back to the core on Third Horizon when the distress call came from the Hetzel system. Taami then contacts her fellow Jedi to make sure that they are ready. Together, the Jedi reach out through the Force to sense the anomaly to track its trajectory, therefore enabling them to target it and blow it up. As they target the anomaly, Taami moves her lightsaber to the console of the vector, which is necessary to activate the weapon system in the ship. Taami also describes the ugliness of the hilt of her lightsaber, but says that it is a perfect comparison to the truth of the universe that everyone, no matter how they appear on the outside, contain light on the inside. As Taami prepares to fire, she senses fear from Nib Asek's ship. It appears the fear is coming from Buryaga, Nib's Wookiee Padawan, and the Jedi Knights assume the stress and pressure of the mission is causing his fear. As they gently remove his connection and refocus, Buryaga begins to adamantly shout over the communication system. Nib, translating for him, says that the fear they sense is not his fear, but the fear he is sensing from the anomaly. The anomaly is actually debris from a ship, and the anomaly is full of people who are still alive. With regard to plot progression, this chapter accomplishes a few goals. First, we get confirmation that Captain Cassett's final act of trying to save as many lives as she could was at least partially successful. Buryaga's recognition that the anomaly they are tracking is full of living people confirms that Cassett was able to release at least some of the passenger cargo areas, and that the blast that destroyed the Legacy Run was not the end for all of the passengers on board. But this new revelation adds to the current drama, as now the Jedi cannot simply blow up each anomaly, because each anomaly potentially has living people within it. This revelation has a dual effect. On the one hand, we know the task of the Jedi and the Republic has become even more difficult because they have to find some other solution to the Great Disaster. Simply blowing up the debris from the Legacy Run will most likely mean that they are killing innocent people trapped in an impossible situation. On the other hand, we realize that the initial strategy of the Jedi and the Republic if it had been successful, would have resulted in deaths regardless of the outcome. We have already seen Captain Bright and his crew of Aurora 9 try to blast an anomaly, and while they were unsuccessful and that anomaly did hit the solar array, we can now see that if they had hit the anomaly, that it is at least possible that they would have killed people unknowingly. This fact is also true for Minister Eckert on Hetzel Prime, and Taami and the other Jedi tasked with stopping or diverting the anomalies. But this chapter reveals more important information, especially about the Jedi. It is a Padawan that realizes that there are living people within some of the anomalies. That is noteworthy because it is not the Jedi Masters or the Jedi Knights who realize this important fact, as they are too focused on the mission at hand. Instead, it is a Padawan that discovers perhaps the most important piece of information that all the other Jedi have missed. This might tacitly point to a weakness even within the High Republic Jedi. Even the Jedi at the height of their power and influence are still not invincible and still display some weaknesses. For the purposes of story, this fact is as it should be. Stories with overpowered, perfect characters are uninteresting. If we dwell on the fact that it is Buriyaga who realizes what no other Jedi realizes, then some interesting points follow. The Jedi Knights believe Buriyaga is fearful and that the strain is too much for him. They believe he is weak and should be removed from the responsibility of this mission to allow him to observe. Yet this dynamic is quickly overturned, as it is Buriyaga who shows a strength in the Force that the Jedi Knights lacked, and it is his information that removes the responsibility from the Knights to proceed with their original plan of blowing up the anomaly. It is the Knights who need to observe Buriyaga, and not the other way around. This point could be considered as unfair to Jedi Knights Taami, Mikkel, and Nib. We have already seen that the Knights will use their Padawans to help them, as Loden uses Bell to reach out in the Force while Loden pilots the Vector. A similar thing might be happening here with Nib and Buriyaga. It is possible that Nib is focused on piloting the Vector and aligning the target system in the Force, while Buriyaga's task is to use the Force in other ways. So, this apparent weakness might end up as a strength if the High Republic Jedi utilize their Padawans in such a manner. My own inclination is to deny this fact, and to point out that Loden and Bell's relationship is rather unique, and I am inclined to this opinion because of the reactions of Taami and Mikkel when they feel fear coming from Nib's ship. Taami and Mikkel's response is not to check to see what is going on, as Loden has done, but to assume the answer and make a judgment based on their perception of the facts. If this is correct, this places Loden in a unique situation as seemingly knowing some deeper truth than either Taami or Mikkel. This point can be further evidenced in Taami's own view of her lightsaber. She spends time in the chapter explaining how she does not change her lightsaber hilt because she does not care about fashion, and the hilt acts as a reflection of a truth in the universe that all beings, no matter how they look on the outside, has light within them. This point is carried home with Buriyaga. He is just a Padawan, but he is able to sense something that none of the other Jedis can sense. His hilt, or his outward reputation and status, is not as shiny and attractive as his fellow Jedi, for he is still only a Padawan, but his light shines true when it counts. Taami, who informs the reader of this great truth of the universe, is immediately reminded of its truth when she is informed about the survivors of the anomaly. Of course, Taami's lesson is applicable beyond Buriyaga. The Nile may also fall under this same lesson. Taami's hilt has a blob of solder at the business end of the lightsaber, and it is scratched and gouged. The Nile might be a reflection of the same point. They are pirates with a unique look and outlook, but it might be the case that in the moments when it truly counts, even the Nile will show their light. Otherwise, Taami's lesson is wrong, and there is something fundamental about the universe that she has sorely misunderstood. Thanks for sticking around until the end of this video. Please drop a like if you think this video deserves it, and comment if you would like to add your thoughts. Also, check out any of my other videos in this playlist on Charles Soule's Light of the Jedi, or any of my other videos if you would like. Until next time, my friends, stay on target, and may the Force be with you.